At the start of the year, few anticipated the US-Israel strikes on Iran. While the bombs have fallen silent, the economic impact continues to rage, especially in the energy sector. Globally, fuel prices have spiked, triggering inflation across the board. According to Dr. Mwesige, the war threatens to undo gains made after the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Not just the country, but also the global economies were getting stable out of the previous shocks, as we have seen COVID, Russia-Ukraine war. The markets were stabilizing, inflation was getting better, oil prices were looking good. But when this conflict started, and as it continues, we see a reversal of those gains. And basically what we see now is the increase in oil prices. What we see is the disruptions in the financial markets, the pressure on our currency stemming from mainly two factors. One is the increase because we are net importers of oil, but also largely net importers of other produce, intermediate goods.
As fuel prices increase, it's the small and medium enterprises taking the biggest hit. Fuel is their main source of energy and transport, and the thin buffer lines make them especially vulnerable.
Now, fuel doesn't just facilitate movement of people and goods just from one area to another. Fuel is also a factor of production. It's a direct input into production processes. And of course, these SMEs suffer more, one, because they are less resilient and they do not have buffers to cushion them against such risks. So when these hit, either you have some drop out of business, some, of course, would have to increase the price of what they produce, which in a way reduces their competitiveness.
Dr. Mwesige also projects a surge in the demand for development finance as businesses shy away from the commercial bank loans. By March 2026, Uganda Development Bank's loan portfolio had surpassed 1.7 trillion shillings and is expected to grow further.
Definitely. You see, development finance institutions, amongst the many roles they play, they also play a counter-cyclical role. Counter-cyclical means you intervene when things are bad, and probably when the private sector is less appealing to other funders. And basically what will happen is we anticipate that. We saw that with the previous shocks. We saw it during COVID. We saw it during the Russia-Ukraine war. Many businesses running to the bank for support because they are struggling, they are resource constrained, but also they don't have leeway to go for high-cost finance.
Uganda has built resilience against shocks from the COVID-19 pandemic to the Russia-Ukraine war. But if the US-Israel-Iran conflict drags on, economic managers may be forced to revise growth prospects downwards from the earlier 7% projection. Rachel Nabisubi for NTV Business.